the data into multiple nodes. You can see this example here. So here, server mode means what? Only one node will be there. Here, parallel means 4 nodes will be there. So when we move this into parallel mode, then what happens? So here data will be distributed into nodes so that the entries are more, so that the data load will be faster in the parallel mode. So that is the difference. Okay. So when you're dealing with heavy volume of data, if you're running job in a server mode, server sequential mode with a server job, it will take some time to complete that particular job. Okay. So, but in parallel mode, it will finish in the less span of time compared to sequential mode. So that is the difference. Okay. So this can be experienced when you're dealing with heavy volume of data. Okay, so if you are using very less volume of data, so there also we can see the gap in few seconds or few. Sometimes if it is more than 1,000 records, more than 5,000 records, it may take sometimes validation, and it will take a couple of minutes. Okay. Yeah. So you have to watch that recording, Rajesh. Okay. Okay. Now let's go to exercise. So here we have done 2 exercises. Exercise 1 is loading data from file. Loading the data from file. We used a transformer in the middle. We used a transformer in the middle. Okay. So exercise 2, loading data into 3 files. Okay. So one is .csv file, other one is dataset.fs, and the third one is .ds, dataset. The file set.fs, dataset.ds. Okay. So here, Swapnil has asked me a question. Can we load the data from file to file directly? Yes, we can load the data from file to file directly. Now let's see that. Okay, exercise 3 is loading data from file to file directly. So this is my requirement. Okay, I need to load the data from file to file directly without any processing stage. Okay. So now let's see. This is the file. I'm taking this file as an input. I'm copying this. Take a new job. Okay. Paste it here. Okay. So now copy this file. Okay. So define this details here, like target data copy .txt. Okay. Give some file name. First line, here we have header. Okay. And double quotes none. So let's load the data into tab delimiter. Okay.
Sir, can you go to that one once again? Like first line is a column name.
So here first line,
First line is column name, right? So we have header in our file, right?
Yeah.
So the condition will be false. Condition will be false now.
No. First line is a column name. You want to load the data with the first line is a column name means when you set to true means the header also will be displayed in the file, in the output file. False means it won't consider.
So header will not be there if you give the false.
Yes, exactly. Okay, and if there are any null field values, let's consider a single space null field value. Let's load the data into tab delimiter file. Okay, so this is the data. Now click on OK. Metadata. Now click on OK and save this job. How we can save this job? Go to file, save. Okay. So this is exercise 3. Doubly weekend. Exercise 3. Data copy. From file to file. Okay. So if you are not speaking, just mute yourself. Okay. I'm getting some disturbance.
అట్లనే అన్నారు ఇంకా వాళ్ళ నాన్న వాళ్ళందరూ ఏం పంచాయతీ పెట్టుకున్నారు మా ఇంట్లో ఒకటి కాదు కదా పంచాయతీ.
Okay. So now let's see here. Data, we have defined the file. Okay. We have saved the job as well. Now click on compile. So this is the compile button, or you can press F7 from the keyboard. Okay. So I'm pressing F7 from my keyboard. Okay. Click on S. Now run. Compilation successful. Okay. Now run the job. This is the run. Okay. Another way is to run the job is like this. So this is the run button. Control F +5. Okay. So here you can see data has been copied from one place to another place. Okay. Data has been copied from one file to another file. Okay. So now let's see here, guys. So this is the data copy file. See here, what is the difference? What is the gap in between there? What is the gap, guys? Gap is tab. Okay. So this is the way we can copy the data from one file to other file. Okay. So now let's work with multiple patterns. Okay. So here, one of the common entry question, I have 5 files. I want to load the data, all files data into single file or single table, or I want to load it in a single table. Okay. I need to load all the 5 files data at a time into a table. So what is my requirement? Okay. So that is my requirement. Okay. So here 5 files data. Let's example 5. 5 or 4 files. Okay. So let's see the pattern files here. Okay. So you can see the file pattern. So go to files for practice. So this is a file pattern. Copy this from the files for practice. And here you have to place it in source files. Okay. So while you are practicing how I am doing in the sessions, you have to practice the same way. You have to practice the same way. Okay. So that you have to follow while you are practicing. Okay. So here we have, after EMP, some number is there. I want to read all the data in the file. Okay. All are having common metadata. Okay. Whenever you are reading data from file pattern, what is the criteria you need to consider? What is the criteria that you need to consider? Common metadata. Okay. Metadata should be same. Metadata should be same. Metadata should be same. What is meant by metadata should be same? So anyone has any idea? Rajesh, what is metadata should be same across all the files?
Column name should be same.
Yes, correct.
It, as well as the data type also.
Yeah, as well as the data type, correct. Common metadata should be same across all the files. Okay. All the files, metadata and data type, what Rajesh said is correct. So here we need to consider all the column names and metadata, whether it is same or not. Okay, so whenever we receive from the user a specific pattern of files, okay, so that it should be same. Okay, for example, I'm operating business in different countries. I need to have a decentralized server where the billing will happen. Okay, I need to get the bills information and in each region wise different file names. Okay, so like bill underscore some number they have to give. Okay, so now I need to process those data. Like here I have employee data, emp underscore some number is there, some number dot txt. So here I have files like this in our input. Okay, so this is the file data. Okay, so here I need to copy all these files, 4 files data into single file or a table. Okay, 4 files data, 4 files data. Okay, but I need to use only one sequential, one input file. Okay, so here 4 files, you should not use 4 stages. I have to use only one sequential file stage. Okay, and I need to read that 4 files data and load it into a table. 4 files data
Like,
loaded.
can the files be of different format, like text or CSV? All the 4 files of each one of different format.
So each one is having different delimiters. Then in that case, we cannot handle that.
Oh, okay, okay.
So if it is same, that's what I'm telling you. Common metadata should be across all the files. Common metadata and delimiter also. Common metadata and delimiter, as well as data type. Common metadata and data type. Okay. So this should be same across all the files. Then only we can use single sequential file stage with a file pattern. Okay. So that is very important. Okay. So now let's do the fresh access. Let's close all the existing jobs. What and all we developed so far. Now take a new file. New job. Okay. Photos. Now let's see here. Sequential file stage. Okay. So here we can directly you can use transformer or you can use direct database also. We can load the database directly. Let's load directly into a database. Okay, so let's make a connectivity database.
Can we perform
Okay.
one transformation here?
Okay, so you want transformation? Okay.
Yeah,
Let's
like the name column is there, right? So can we use the upper or lower?
Yeah. So that functionality also we can handle. Okay. So here let's use the transformer. Now double click here. So here our requirement is file pattern. Okay. And here first line is a column name that you need to consider. We need to check in each file. Okay. So that is our criteria to check. So here file pattern in source files. So here first line is a metadata. You need to check all the files. First line is a metadata. Okay. So if the metadata is not there, then you can give false. If it is there, then you have to give true. Okay. So that you need to consider. Okay. So now let's see the file name. Okay. So go to source file. Where is the, yeah, this is the one. File pattern. Okay. Take any of the file. Now here you need to handle with the pattern. How we can handle with the pattern? Simple. Copy this here. Put star, that's it. So whatever after underscore, whatever the numbers are there, entire that file data will be read, okay, will be considered. All the files will be processed. Okay. So now go to format. Here delimiter you need to check. Common delimiter is comma and double quotes none is there. Okay. And here I'm not processing the null records. Okay. So let's define nullability no. And let's import the metadata for this file. Okay. So here pick one sequential file. Sequential file definition. Now we need to go to the directory file pattern. Click on here and take any file. Okay. First line is a header, comma, separated file. As a delimiter here, comma, define files. Okay. So here you can consider the length 4, 6. Displayed length you can displayed length is nothing but maximum length for the each column. That is the profiled maximum length for each column. Okay. So this import table definition, it will consider the data profiling and provide the maximum length, that is the displayed length for each column. So let's define the displayed length in each column so that we can optimize the space. 9. Okay. And here 4. So I hope everyone able to see this screen properly. Now 10. So for date, nothing to define. Okay. You can ignore. Okay. So default date is 10 bytes. Okay. So here 4 for salary, in commission 4, and here 2. Okay. So nullability you need to consider as no here. Nullability you need to consider as no. Okay. So because we are not handling the nulls. Okay. So we have how we can if there is any null data, how it will be dropped off, we will see that one. Okay. So now click on OK. Okay. So click on close. So here file pattern. Click on here, okay. So click on okay. We can view the data here, for example. Okay. So here all the files data here we can see now. Okay. Now click on close. Click on OK. Now my next step is I need to drag and drop. So here I have the data where some characters having the lowercase. I mean name column here. See name lowercase is there. Few are uppercase. I want to convert everything into uppercase. So that is my requirement. So here I have drag and drop the metadata. So here what I will do, I use upcase function. Go to string, upcase. Go to string, upcase here. Input column. Okay. So now click on okay. Okay, so that column name has to be defined. Now let's define the server details. Okay, Scott. So enter the password, enter the change password, tiger12. Okay. And so here we'll give the we'll create the table during the runtime. Okay. So let's create I'm going to give the table name as file pattern. EMP file pattern. Okay. PATTERN pattern. Okay, so let's check this table present on. Select star from the table name. So here it is throwing error. The table or a view does not exist. That means we can create the table. So here table action is use create. Okay. So here generate the table during the runtime. Yes. Abort the table when the table statement is failed. Yes, we need to abort the job in case of issue with the create statement it's creating in the during the runtime. And here in Oracle, always read committed data. Once the data is loaded, okay, so then we have to commit our data after read. Okay. And here record count and array size length is 2000 by default. Let it be 2000. If it is more than heavy volume of data that we are going to receive, we can increase the record count and array size based on the data that we are going to receive. And drop unmatched fields. For example, if the when we give this option as yes means, for example, if for example, if the table already present in the DB, then you are trying to load the data with the not matched columns. Okay. So in that case, we can give yes. Okay. Otherwise, default you can keep as no. Okay. Process warning messages at the fatal alert. For example, if there are any warnings that we are going to receive, then we can consider as a fatal error. If you convert to yes means, then your job will fail. So I don't want job will fail, let it be no. Okay. So preserve the trailing block space. So here for DB allocations, for at the database storage before loading the table, here it will store into in a buffer layer. So that the spaces allocation has to happen internally by default. Let it be yes. Okay. Fail on overrowing error. In case of any by loading the error, then we need to fail the job. Let it be yes. And here we have options like before SQL and after SQL. Before loading this data into a table, is there any SQL statement that you need to perform? Okay. And after SQL, if you have any conditions like you need to update some statement like collect stats in Teradata will be having some collect stat statements. So that can be considered. Now at present, here you can give no. Okay. So now click on. Okay. So this we have defined. Okay. So now what is the next step? So here I want to handle the rejects here. Okay. So here I will use a reject link. Unmatched records will come here rejects. Okay. So right click, drag and drop. Go to target files. Pattern rejects. Okay. Okay. Pattern rejects dot txt. Give some name. Okay. Txt. And first line column name not required. If you want to mention, you can mention. Okay. So this up to us. And double quotes not required. So definitely we give double quotes. Okay. And here, let's see. Let's give the double quotes. Okay. And click on no column to be defined. So this is a job digit. So here when you use this, when you're using output, okay. So here let's compile the job. Let's see what will happen. Before that, it is asking us to save. We can exe4 file pattern in the Sequential File Stage. Okay. Click on save. See here. So it's throwing compilation warning error. What is that? So here we are giving us rejected file, then we have to give the output. Okay. So then only the records will go to the output. Unmatched records will send to the rejected. Okay. So that is the error. That is the compilation one. Now let's compile the job. Okay, so job compilation got completed. Now in the target, let's delete all the files here. Okay, so let's delete all the files. So if you want to delete, you can delete. That is up to you. I'm deleting. Now run the job. Click on run button. See here out of. So here only for 56 records processed to the target and 4 records got rejected. Okay. So the rejected records we can see in the file here. Okay. So why it is getting rejected? Go here. So here king record is getting rejected. Why it is getting rejected? Because some issue is there with the input. Okay. So here what is that issue? Let's see in the file pattern. Record number king. So king. See king here, king wants to report anyone. Reporting manager ID is null. Okay. So here it is a null data. So whenever null is there, sequential file stage will drop the null records. Okay, because we have kept the nullability no, and here we are not handling the nulls. So that is the reason records are getting dropped off here. Okay. So this is one way where we can keep the rejects. Okay. So we can, if we want to share these files to business team, this many rejects got rejected, we can use sequential file stage. Okay. So now let's see the output. Here we wrote one logic, right? Wherever name is there, that should be converted into uppercase. There are some combination of smaller case and uppercase. I have converted it, everything we have converted into uppercase. Okay. So now let's see this. Let's execute this query here. You can see guys. Now name field you can see. All are in cap locks. Okay. So this is the way to convert. This is the way to read the data from multiple file patterns to single output table or a file. We loaded the data into a file. Okay. So now how we can handle the rejects? Okay. So we can handle the rejects by setting the nullability to yes. Okay. And we can set the nullability to yes and null field value single space. Okay. So here I don't want to copy the, and you don't want to copy the records in a file. What is the other way that we can handle the rejects? Here we can use peak stage. Peak stage. So here we have a peak stage option. Let's delete this. So here development and debugging stage has peak stage. So peak stage is to handle the errors, handle the rejected data. Okay. So here for partition, only 10 records you want to process. Okay. How many records you want to process for partition? I want to process all the records means then give the option true. Okay. All the records will be processed. all the output columns data we need, then set it to true. I want to study the record to a job log or our output. So if it is output, we have to, it will create the output file. Okay, so I don't want that to happen. Let's create the data in a job log. Okay, so here, click on OK. Now let's save, compile and run this job. We can see this in the output log. Now run the job. Control L, it will give the new window will be open here. Okay, so here it is giving red color. So something happened, job has some issue. Okay, so here you can see this red color wherever is there, that is a fatal error. Let's see that why the job got failed. Okay, so here Vara some error. The name is already exist. So that means the table name which we are going to, okay. So here already table is there that we are asking us to create the same table again. Okay, so that is the issue now. Now what we can do is we can use either truncate or you can use replace. If you use replace means what? Existing table will be dropped off and new table will be created. Okay, so now let's click on OK, or you can use truncate also, either of this option. Okay, so let's use replace and recompile the job and run again. Okay. See here, 4 records got rejected. Okay. Now let's see these warnings in director. Now open director client, go to tools, run director. So here from designer, we can open run director. Other option is we can click on run director here and enter the login details. Okay. So now run director will be opened here. Okay. See here, this is the 5th exercise, right? See here, we have getting some warnings, import warnings. Field MGR has some issue. Null data is there. That is the issue. Okay. So here we are reading this data in a peak. See? 2 nodes. If you don't define anything, job will consider 2 nodes data. I mean 2 nodes. Here we are reading the data in a parallel mode. See here, 2 records found here in the peak log. Okay. So this is the issue. Okay. So this way we can capture this entries. Okay. So now how we can handle the rejected data? I mean, how we can handle the nulls? Okay, let's do another exercise. I'm copying this job. Exercise number 6. Null handling. How we can handle the nulls? Click on save. So here we can handle the nulls here by using null field value single space and set the nullability to yes. That's it. Okay. Okay. Now click on view data. Okay. So here now every record it will read. Okay. Now click on OK. And same thing has to apply in the mapping. So here nullability, here yes is there, here no is there. Now what we will do, we will delete this Okay. And drag and drop. Okay. I want to add a load date, load timestamp. Okay, so here select the timestamp database, data type. Okay, and no need to define the length, nullability, null will take. So here the column here you need to. So here you can see the column name empty, right? Now let's enter the string date time, current timestamp. Okay, so click on open. So now, so here we have set the nullability, null field value single space, and nullability we have added yes, nullability to yes. So then all if the null data is there, that will be processed to the output. Okay, so it won't get rejected. It will be processed to the next stage and loads to the target. Now save, compile, and run this job. Now click on. Okay. Now let's see the output here. Okay. See here what happened. The load timestamp I have given here lost, right? By why it came in the first. So whatever the columns that have been derived, some derivation importance is there. So that we will create first in the replace section. Okay. So here you can see. So here we have this with columns also we have replaced it, right? That also need to be gone here. Okay. So that also the logic also has been removed. We have deleted and reloaded it, right? So that is the issue. Now how we can handle? I want to load this at the last. Okay, so that for that during the runtime, instead of creating the table during the runtime, what we can do is we can create the table manually. Okay, so where I will get the table script here. Okay, you can get the table script here. Okay, so table details. Okay, so copy this entire this thing and create the table. How to create the table in DB? Create table name. Okay, so the script will help us to create the table. Okay, so create table. Okay, so let's give at the last. Okay, so this one will give last. First is employee number. So here number you can give 4. Okay, and this one is job name, employee name, job, manager. So this also 4 you can give. Okay, and hire date. No need to define anything. So here salary we can give decimals. Decimal. So some we can give 7,2 like that. Commission. So here you can give decimal. Okay. You can give 5,2 or 6,2 you can give. Okay. And here we have department number. Department number 2. Okay. And last which is there, null, not null, date. Okay. Now execute this table. Execute this ETL script in the DB. Okay. So before that, I need to drop this table. Drop table. Okay. Drop this table and recreate the table. Do some. Okay. Create table. Okay. So here when I use create, I mean table has been created in the DB. So here what you need to do is like use uppercase here. Delete this. Okay. Uppercase. Go to strings. Uppercase. Input column. Name. Okay. Now, so here we have already defined current timestamp. Okay. So now click on OK. Now let's see here. So now use truncate. So table already is there. No need to create the table. Now use truncate. Now click on OK. Okay. So here table has been already created, right? Now I used here truncate. Okay. So now click on OK. Save, compile, and run this check. Now run. Okay. So here you can see, guys. $60 records got loaded. Okay. And table first here you can see the log. Table got truncated. Okay, first table got truncated. Truncate table, table name, and insert data got inserted. Okay. So now let's see the output here. So delete this table. I mean, delete this. Sorry, delete this DDL statement. Okay. So select. What is the stack to retrieve that? Select star from EMP. Okay, select star from EMP. Okay. So now let's click on, okay guys, let's click on the execute SQL statement. This is a run statement here. Okay, execute statements. Now we can see here. Now everything is in the table given order. Okay. So here you can see all are converted into uppercase. Okay. So this is about handling the nulls in sequential file stage. Okay, how do we can handle the nulls? Okay, so even though we have null data that has been processed, if you see here, where MGR is null, okay, where MGR is null. So whenever it is null, what happens here? 4 records we have null data. Okay. So that records also here we have loaded. Yeah, please.
Sir, like we are loading 4 files like through one sequential file, right? So the
Yes, yes.
condition is metadata and data type is similar, but the data should be different in that files. That's okay, right? If the data is different
yes,
from 4
yes.
files.
Yes, yes. Data should be different in the files. Data is different in that file because here I have copied the same file with given different number. MP underscore some data I have given. So data can be a different, okay. Data may be different or sometimes maybe a same data also be. Any other questions, any other doubts? Okay, so we will do one more exercise. Okay, so with this, we will complete the sequential file tutorial. Okay, so here I want to pass. Okay, so I will be adding one more table, one more column name here. Sequence number. Sequence number. Sequence number. New. Okay. And I'm adding one more column. File path. Source. File path. File underscore path. Okay. So this is varchar 200 MB. Okay. I will be dropping this new table. I will be dropping this table and recreate the table again. I will be adding two more new columns, right? Okay. So let's take a save as this job. So pattern. The Sequential File Stage, and we are doing some features on sequential file. Okay. One. So that is sequence number and file path. File path. Okay. So this is exercise 7. Click on save. So before that, I am dropping the table. Drop table. So drop this table. We need to create a new table now again. Drop the table. Okay. So here I need to create the table again. Create the new table. Okay, okay, so data type is sequence integer number. Number 2, something you can do. Okay. Data type is not defined. Okay, so that is the issue. Now execute the script. Okay. So here data type is not defined. So that is the reason it's throw one. Now these two columns I need to enter here. Okay. So here in the transformer. So here give some integer. Give some number 2. Okay. And here I need to enter. What is the other this thing? File path. File path. Varchar 100. Okay. So how we can define these fields? We have to define these fields in the here option here, row number, row number. Okay, so this is a column and file name. Enter this in 2 columns. Okay, file name. Okay, so here you have to enter the same, the field names. Okay, so row number here you have to enter integer. Yes, use some number 2, and similarly here file name. Copy that. Okay, and paste it here. Integer. Sorry, for varchar, right? Varchar 100. Okay. So now let's view the data. So row number starts with 0, 1, 2 like that. Okay. It will give the numbering. Sequential file stage will give the numbering. Okay. Numbering. Okay. Now click on close. Click on OK. And map these fields here. We have created new fields, right? In the table. Map these 3 fields. Row number. There is a sequence number. Okay. And file name with the path details it will come. Okay. Now click on OK. Now what you can do is you can use truncate here. Already truncate is there. Now click on OK. Save, compile, and run this job. Okay. So here you can see the output. Oh, we have given this filter condition, right? So even though if you give the filter condition, it is provide the file, the sequence number, okay, the details. Okay. So now what we can do is all the see here the numbering 1, 2, 3. Which keep on getting increased. See here we have 2 nodes. So that is the reason record has been split into twice. The partitioning. Okay. So that is the reason it has provided the sequence number. It's running in 2 nodes, right? So when you're reading data from a file pattern, it is reading in parallel mode. So our VM is in 2 nodes. So that is the reason it starts giving the numbering. So here 29 records in one file. I mean, sorry, 29 means sequence numbers 30, right? So it's a 13. Again, it starts from 31 to here, another node. So total 60 records. So you can see the file path where it is getting located. Okay. So this is another features in the sequential file stage. Okay. And let's see another exercise, how we can filter the data. Okay. For example, I have header and file Taylor received in a sequential file. Okay. And I need to remove the header and footer. So that I will share one recorded video. You have to watch that. Okay. For I need to how I can filter the data. Okay. So this is another thing. Data filter. Filter stage, filter option. Okay. Filter option. Exercise 8. So with this today's session, now we'll be completing entire sequential file stage tutorial. Okay. So let's see here. So here we have option filter. Okay. So okay. So filter option is not available. Then I think we need to remove this. Remove this. Okay. So remove filter option. Okay. So filter option. Exercise inputs. So now let's see with the file, when you're reading data from patterns, no? So it's not possible. So it won't allow for filter option. Sequential file stage filter option. Okay. So here we have to read the single file data. I will save the job name. Okay. So here, let's read it from single file. Okay. Let's read from pipe delimiter file. Delete this first line, column name true, and filter option. Filter option is should be available. Okay. Consider as a specific file. So let's cancel this. Let's do it again. So specific file. Okay. So when it is a specific file, here we can get the filter option. Okay. So here you have to provide the specific file. Okay. And so I want to filter only the data. Grep salesman data. Okay. So this is the one-way option. Salesman. I want to filter the salesman data. Okay. So here that is first line is a column name that has been removed, that option, and other options are present here. Okay. So here you need to give this option as pipe. And now let's view the data. Only salesman data will come. We are applying the filter condition here. See here, only salesman data has come. Okay. So now click on close, click on OK here. And let's rerun this job. Okay. So with this exercises, all we have done almost 8 exercises. So with this, we have completed sequential file stage tutorial. Okay. So here 4 records got loaded. Okay. So now let's see the output. See, all salesman data only got loaded. Okay. So that's it, guys. Any questions here for me? So we have some warnings. What is this warnings? So any questions for me? So the last one here, we have some warnings. So in row number implicit conversion. Okay. Possibility of data translation. So here we have given integer. Here also integer. Okay. So no need to define the length. think it will work. Let's see. Now let's see the warning. Let's see the job. How it will. So when the input interface row number to the field row number, implicit conversion of the source stuff into 64 and this to data range limitation. Okay, so it's giving some conversion warning so that either we can handle with warnings, we can handle with the warnings also. Okay, add to the end. Okay. So now rerun this step. So with that, we can eliminate the warnings. So we can try to handle the warnings. It's not possible means then we can suppress the warnings by handling the adding to the message handle. Okay, so now I can see the 0 ones. So with this, we have completed sequential file stage tutorial. Okay, so here I will be sharing this recording session. So we have covered all the options. What are the options in sequential file stage? That we have covered. Okay. So in tomorrow's session, we will be covering file set, data set, and data filters. Data filters, concepts in data stage. Okay. Yeah, in sequential file stage, one thing is pending. So that we will discuss in, if possible, tomorrow session on this. Or we will discuss in upcoming weeks also. So how to read data from a fixed width file? Reading data from fixed width file. Okay. So this is pending in sequential file stage. So rest of the options here I have covered. Okay. So that's it, guys. That's it for today. So any other questions for me?
No, sir, all good.
Yeah, no questions. All good. Okay then. Thank you.